All right, today we're going to go over some examples that are similar to what you have on your Unit 2 test, the Teacher Graded Assignment Part 2. Now keep in mind that these are not going to be the correct answers, they're just going to be very similar to. Often students will go to the internet to look at examples, and that's fine, but we've told you that we're going to be changing up little things in each problem every time we give the test. And if you're going out copying someone else's work, it's going to be a tell on you that you have not been honest in answering. So please do your own work, because I can give you so many more points even if you get the wrong answer, and you'll see how that works in a minute. Getting the right answer in the teacher graded part only gives you up to 1 point, sometimes just a half a point, and these are typically worth 15 points each. So that's not a lot. You're not going to be able to pass just with the right answer. You need to show your work. So let's start with the question that you were given. It looks like this. Kenny is putting a brick border around his irregularly shaped garden. Before installing the border, Kenny must cut the bricks to fit the angles of the garden. Use the given measures to answer your question. So as you see, we have a polygon. So the first thing that I do is I count the number of sides to determine, let me go back to this slide, to determine, I need to click on my pen, I guess, to determine what kind of a polygon I have. So this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. 5-sided polygon is a pentagon. Pentagon has 5 sides. These are the exact expressions that were given to you for each angle measure. Now we're going to have to find a number that correlates to these expressions. So we're going to have to do quite a bit of work. So follow along carefully. I've changed the problem up for this example. These are the expressions that I'm working with. Okay, the first thing I did was determine what kind of a polygon I have, so I can determine the number of sides. Number of sides is 5. The interior angle formula to calculate the sum of the angle measures in a pentagon is n minus 2 times 180. Substitute in 5 for our example. 5 minus 2 is 3, and 3 times 180 is 540. Alright, so if you had the numbers and you added these all together, you would get 540 degrees. Now we don't have the exact numbers, but we do have expressions. So you're going to add these together. I put these on top of each other to make it easier for you to add. First, we're going to add the parts of our expression that have the variable x in them. We have 1x in angle A plus 5 x's in angle B, that's 6x. Keep going down, add 2 more x, 8x, plus 10 more x is 18x, plus 3 more is 21x. So we've added all of these parts of our expression together. Now we're going to add the constants. Again, I've lined it up to make it a little quicker for you. Negative 10 in my example plus 5 is negative 5. Plus 0 is still negative 5. Plus 20 is positive 15. So when I added those expressions together, I got 21x plus 15 equals 540 degrees. So now what you need to do is solve that expression for x. So I had 21x plus 15 equals 540. I'll start by subtracting 15 from both sides. 15 cancels. Bring down your 21x. 540 minus 15 is 525. And then divide both sides by 21. 525 divided by 21 gives me x equals 25. So now that I have x, I'm going to substitute it back into each expression to find the number of degrees in each angle. The measure of angle A is 25 degrees. The measure of angle A is just x. Substitute in 25 to the expression for angle B. 5 times 25 is equal to 125. 125 minus 10 is equal to 115. Keep going. Plug in 25 here. 25 times 2 is 50. 50 plus 5 is 55. Measure of angle C is 55 degrees. Again, keep using that 25 that you found for x. In your problem, it's going to be something different, remember? And your expressions will be different. In my example, I have 25 for x substituted in here, multiplied by 10 in the measure of angle D. 25 times 10 is 250 degrees. I have one more to find. All right, substitute in 25 here in the expression. 3 times 25 is 75, plus 20, 75, 85, 95 is 95 degrees. Now, I did that pretty rapidly, so I'm going to take my calculator out, and I'm going to add all of those angle measures together, and you should come up with 540 degrees, because we have 5 sides, minus 2 is 3, 3 times 180 is 540. All right, so 25 plus 115 plus 55 plus 250 plus 95 is equal to 540, and I'm satisfied that my answer is correct. And I'll move on to the next problem. This is the rubric, grading rubric. Again, look how just having the part of the problem, finding the sum of the interior angles is 540, gives you a half to 1 point. Correctly calculating the value of x gives you another 1 point. And then taking that value that you got for x, plugging it into each expression, doing all that work correctly gives you another 4 points. So there was a lot of work for this one, up to 7 points you could earn.